Hi everyone. As promised, today we are doing sell-side shots. They are quite similar to the buy-side shots, but there is a catch. It involves some extra steps, and I will tell you exactly what they are. So just as a reminder, what does a buy-side shot look like? So let's look at this one, this particular transaction right here. On the graph, it looks like this. It's a classic buy-side shot. So my distance for the algorithm was 0.5 and the take profit was 0.25%. So if we look at this shot, the size of it is about 0.8, and it immediately rolled back to the level where my take profit is, and I got whatever that was, 0.283 USDT. That's an emulator still, but the concept remains. Okay, we got another transaction, but we're not gonna look at it right now. All right, so it's easy. Buy low, sell high, take your profit, and pay the fee to the exchange. So 4 very basic steps. Now let's look at the sell side. We're gonna be looking at a coin called BEL. Where is it? Yeah, it's right here. We're gonna be looking at these 2 transactions. More specifically at this one. So what does it look like? It is right here. All right, so the price has been moving up, and then we have a shot up. The size of it is about a little over 0.5%, and that's exactly where my algorithm is placing orders. You see, this faint line is the active order line, and it was moving up together with the price, and then we got a shot that just barely caught our order. And then it immediately rolled back exactly 0.25%, and we got our take profit. Then there is another one that looks quite similar. Again, the size of the shot is a little over 0.5%. This is how the order was moving, and here at the intersection, that's where the position was open and it was immediately closed. Now, how does that work exactly? Because usually you buy low and sell high, but here we enter the open position at a higher price, and we get out of the position, we close it at a lower price. So this involves some extra steps. Well, since we are on the futures market, the rules here are a bit different. You can actually sell what you don't have. Well, that does involve an extra step. So let me just go through all the steps with you. And it would be probably easier if we look at the numbers themselves. So we're looking at this transaction. The quantity of coin was 117 in this transaction, and the order size was about $100, 100 USDT. So the order that I placed here is to sell 117 BEL coins. So what happens? First, we borrow 117 BEL from the exchange. Then we immediately, right here at this spot, sell these 117 BEL at whatever price is listed here, at whatever price is traded here. So in this particular case, we look at the open price, it was 0.849. And that got us the order size of 99.333 USDT, somewhere around 100. Now, the next step, once the price drops down, we buy 117 BEL, but now at a lower price. And that lower price is, in this particular case, this close price here, it's 0.847 USDT. So we first borrowed, then we sold it, which gave us 99.333 USDT, and then we used that money to buy again at a lower price. So we bought 117 at 0.847, and that got us to 99.099 USDT. And the remainder, the difference between 0.99 and 333, is what we have as our profit. So we buy here, we have some leftovers, and at that moment, we return the 117 BEL to the exchange. They do not care what the price was when we bought it, when we sold it. It doesn't matter. All they want is their 117 BEL back. So we give it back to them, and we take our profit. And in this case, it was, according to the terminal here, 0.258, but according to my calculations, it's 0.234 USDT, but there may be some differences due to rounding. I don't know really how to explain that, but that's really fractions of a USDT. I think we're fine, we're in the ballpark. And after that, you pay the exchange fee, which for a regular user on the futures is 0.018%. And you do that twice for the sell transaction and for the buy transaction. And that's pretty much it. You have a few extra steps where you borrow and where you return the coin to the exchange. But other than that, it is very similar in its mechanics to the buy side. And if you were actually to flip around the graph along the horizontal axis, it will look pretty much exactly as a buy side shot would look like. A little note on the terminology. Selling first with the expectation to buy later at a lower price on the futures market is commonly referred to as a short position or shorting. And buying first to sell at a higher price later is referred to as a long position. However, to be consistent with the terminology used throughout Moontrader, I will be saying sell side and buy side respectively. Another point that I want to highlight here is just look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 clear shots. All of them are rolling back and all of them have the potential to bring us profit. However, this one gave us profit, this one gave us profit, but these two, we did not open any positions. And let's see what the reason is. You see this faint line, that's the order, the limit order that was waiting for the price to catch up with it. But the size of the shot that we have right here is only 0.34. And our order distance is 0.5. So it was not enough to get to our limit order. And same story here with this shot. Its size is 0.39 or thereabouts. Again, it's less than 0.5 that we have here. So we can make some conclusions based on that. Larger distances are a bit safer because you might have very large shots where you wouldn't be able to take your profits. Actually, I have one right here. So here, this is what happens when the shot is too high for your distance. So the size of this shot was 1.28%. And it immediately closed with the stop loss order. So if you take my distance, which is 0.5, well, it's probably measured from here because this is around 0.5. So the total size of the shot was 1.5. So you take this 0.5 and my wiggle room, which is the stop loss, it's also 0.5. So put that all together, it's 1%. So any shot that is over 1% will immediately close at a loss. With that, you might conclude that bigger distances are safer. However, if we look back here, bigger distances happen a bit more rare than shorter distances. So with having a larger distance, you're missing out on these types of shots. And you have to somehow find a balance. Now, if you're too high on the distance, you're missing out. If you're too low, you're risking getting this. You're risking immediately closing your position at a loss. Now, here is another example of a loss, but here it did not close immediately. So the size of this shot was about 1.12. Now, right here, due to some miracle, the position was not immediately closed at the stop loss level. If we zoom in here, just barely, just a hair between this trade right here and my stop loss. But after a few seconds, or more like 10 seconds right here, the price still went up and the position was closed at a loss. There is a very cool thing with Moontrader about all of these. So remember, there's so much stuff going on right here. There's about 6 steps and about 4 different transactions: borrowing, selling, buying, returning. But as opposed to the Binance web interface, Moontrader collapses it all together into one very convenient line right here. You do not have to sift through all of that in the Binance interface. Here, everything is in one line. It's all clear. All the necessary data is here. That's pretty cool. And so this is the basic premise of the sell side shots. I've shown you what good shots look like these two right here. Some missed opportunities. Here I've shown you an immediate stop loss. And here I've shown you a 10-second stop loss. And that's about it. Again, pretty similar to the buy side shots. If you flip the picture, it looks pretty much the same, but here are some extra steps involved with borrowing and returning the coins to the exchange. That about wraps it up for today. I will see you next time.